Welcome back to TCM and our exploration of the color films by the master Japanese filmmaker Yasujiro Ozu. I'm Alicia Malone, and the next film in our lineup is one of my favorites from Ozu's filmography. From 1960, it's Late Autumn. This is a reimagining of Late Spring from 1949, which starred Setsuko Hara as a young woman happily living with her widowed father but facing a lot of pressure to marry. This time, Setsuko Hara is the parent, a widowed mother, with Yoko Tsukasa starring as Ayako, her free-spirited daughter. She doesn't feel ready to get married, but her father's three friends and her own best friend, Yuriko, played by Mariko Okada, feel very differently. One of the biggest differences between Late Spring and Late Autumn is that now the younger generation is in charge. Ayako clearly states that she's not ready to get married and is perfectly happy being single, something the older generation cannot understand. Also, watch for the scene where Yuriko tells off the three men, firmly putting them in their place and then drinks them under the table. Another difference, Late Spring was shot in black and white, while Late Autumn was filmed in brilliant color. Ozu collaborated with his longtime cinematographer Yuharu Atsuta, who started out as a second camera assistant on Ozu's silent films in the 1920s, then became the first assistant and finally served as Ozu's cinematographer for nearly 20 years. Also on the crew was the art director he'd worked with since the 1930s, the editor who had been editing his film since the 1940s, and the same composer he'd worked with since the mid-1950s. And among the cast, besides Ozu's favorite Setsuko Hara, is the actor who starred in 52 Ozu films, Chishu Ryu. Let's watch from 1960, this is Late Autumn. Late Autumn is a beautiful film and gently heartbreaking in that special way only Yasujiro Ozu could achieve. As Ozu clearly stated, with Late Autumn he wanted people to feel without resorting to drama. The film was released in 1960 during a turbulent time in Japan's history when a revised version of the Japanese-American Security Treaty was enforced. Some critics argued that Ozu's film felt outdated and disconnected, with nothing to directly address the issues of the time. However, as always, Ozu was commenting on Japan's westernization, doing so with gentle hands and a subtle touch. Over the years, there's been an even deeper appreciation for Late Autumn. In his 2010 review, critic Peter Bradshaw described the film as another gem from the Ozu canon, a masterpiece of tenderness and serio-comic charm, as tonally ambiguous and morally complex as anything he ever made. Well, Ozu made just 2 more films before he died in 1963, and next on TCM, we'll be watching his final movie, where Ozu again explores a story about an aging widowed parent encouraging his daughter to get married. Stay tuned, I'll be back soon.
Next on TCM, an autumn afternoon, then equinox flower, and later, good morning. The early bird gets the Ozu on TCM.